Let's start with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jha. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 4, text 25. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. Yes. Let's read the purport. How activities in Krishna consciousness can lead one ultimately to the spiritual goal is described here. Yes. There are various activities in Krishna consciousness and all of them will be described in the following verses. But for the present, just the principle of Krishna consciousness is described. A conditioned soul entangled in material contamination is sure to act in the material atmosphere, and yet he has to get out of such an environment. So this is our state of mind, that we are put in material world to get entangled in material world, and the challenge is to get out of this material while living in this world. Correct? For example, a patient who is suffering from a disorder of the bowels due to overindulgence in milk products is cured by another milk product, namely curds. The materially absorbed conditioned soul can be cured by Krishna consciousness as set forth here in the Gita. This process is generally known as yajna or activities or sacrifices simply meant for the satisfaction of Vishnu or Krishna. So yagna doesn't just mean that वो बीच में हवन करो और फिर यज्ञ करो और स्वाहा करो. It doesn't mean that. Yagna is also, it actually means the effort, the effort that we have to go through, the sacrifice that we have to make. For example, like we are attending sessions, Bhagwat Geeta sessions to learn. So we are sacrificing something, correct? In order to attend this. For example, if somebody wakes up at 10 o'clock but wants to attend Bhagwat Geeta session, will wake up at 8:30 so that he or she can attend, correct? So what is the sacrifice here? The sacrifice is the sleep. You are sacrificing the sleep. So you will notice that you will end up lot of sacrifices which are material in nature or which is attached to the material world, like oversleeping, yeah, overeating. All of that is a sacrifice because you are overcoming your lust. And to overcome lust, it takes effort, right? The word Brahma or Brahman means spiritual. The Lord is spiritual, and the rays of his transcendental body are called Brahma Jyoti, his spiritual effulgence. Everything that exists is situated in that Brahma Jyoti. Yes, this material world is also existing in that Brahma Jyoti. But when the Jyoti is covered by illusion, that is Maya or sense gratification, it is called material. This material veil can be removed at once by Krishna consciousness. Thus, the offering for the sake of Krishna consciousness, the consuming agent of such an offering or contribution, the process of consumption, the contributor, and the result are all combined together as Brahman or the absolute truth. Right? The absolute truth covered by Maya is called matter. Matter dovetailed for the cause of the absolute truth regains its spiritual quality. Yes. सेम काम स्पिरिचुअल भी हो सकता है और सेम काम मटेरियल भी हो सकता है, तो कितना एक एक कितना सटल फर्क है उसमें, है ना? कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, सो व्हाट आई मीन टू से इज, इधर यू, लेट्स से आपकी सास ने आपको बोला कि तुझे ये काम करना है, या तो आप उसको कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में करो और देखो उसका रिजल्ट, या तो आप उस एनर्जी में करो कि यार मुझे कैसे बोल दिया, फॉल्स ईगो में करो और देखो उसका रिजल्ट। रिजल्ट हमें ही एक्सपीरियंस होने वाला है, राइट? वी आर गोइंग टू एक्सपीरियंस द रिजल्ट ऑफ हाउ वी वर्क. द सेम थिंग कैन बी डन इन both the modes. Krishna consciousness is the process of converting the illusory consciousness into Brahman or the Supreme. When the mind is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, it is said to be in samadhi or trance. Anything done in such transcendental consciousness is called yagna or sacrifice for the absolute. In that condition of spiritual consciousness, the contributor, the contribution, the consumption, the performer or leader of the performance, and the result or ultimate gain, everything becomes one in the absolute, the supreme Brahman. That is the method of Krishna consciousness. Beautiful. Let's move to text 25. Some yogis perfectly worship the demigods by offering different sacrifices to them, and some of them offer sacrifices in the fire of Supreme Brahman. Yes. Let's read the purport. As described above, a person engaged in discharging duties in Krishna consciousness is also called a perfect yogi or a first class mystic. But there are others also who perform similar sacrifices in the worship of demigods, and still others who sacrifice to Supreme Brahman or the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord. Right? So these are various types of sacrifices which are listed. एक तो है कि you are discharging your duties under Krishna consciousness. Okay. Second is you're doing some sacrifices for demigod, like you are doing Bali for Kalima, or you're doing these kind of sacrifices. And still there is someone who sacrifices to Brahman or the impersonal, that is Brahma Jyoti, impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord. उसको sacrifice करते हैं. So there are different kinds of sacrifices in terms of different categories. Such different categories of sacrifice by different types of performers only superficially demark varieties of sacrifice. ओके ये सारे अलग अलग सैक्रिफाइसेस है, लेकिन ये करते हैं एक ही काम. ठीक है. Factually, sacrifice means to satisfy Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is also known as Yagna. All the different varieties of sacrifice can be placed within two primary divisions, namely sacrifice of worldly possessions and sacrifice in pursuit of transcendental knowledge. Yes. Those who are in Krishna consciousness sacrifice all material possessions for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, while others who want some temporary material happiness sacrifice their material possessions to satisfy demigods such as Indra and the sun god, etc. And others who are impersonalists sacrifice their identity by merging into the existence of impersonal Brahman. Yes. The demigods are powerful living entities appointed by the Supreme Lord for the maintenance and supervision of all material functions like the heating, watering, and lighting of the universe. Those who are interested in material benefits worship the demigods by various sacrifices according to the Vedic rituals. Right? So, you remember in Krishna's story, Nanda, his father Nandaram, whatever, Nandalal, sorry. Nandalal used to do this Indraka Yagna so that there is enough water for the entire village to grow crops. Correct? So there used to be a ritual. They are called Bhav, Bhav Ishwara Vadi. Bhav Ishwara Vadi, or believers in many gods. But others who worship the impersonal feature of the absolute truth and regard the forms of demigods as temporary, sacrifice their individual selves in the supreme fire and thus end their individual existences by merging into the existence of the supreme. Such impersonalists sacrifice their time in philosophical speculation to understand the transcendental nature of the supreme. In other words, the fruitive workers sacrifice their material possessions for material enjoyment, whereas the impersonalist sacrifices his material designations with a view to merging into the existence of supreme. So मैं साधु बन गया, मैंने सब मैंने मुझे बस यही करना है, सेवा ही करना है, सब छोड़ दिया मैंने, सब मेरे टाइटल्स निकल गया, मेरा यही टाइटल है कि मैं एक दास हूँ, राइट? For the impersonalist, the fire altar of sacrifice is the supreme Brahman, and the offering is the self being consumed by the fire of Brahman. Yes. The Krishna conscious person like Arjun, however, sacrifices everything for the satisfaction of Krishna, and thus all his material possessions, as well as his own self, everything is sacrificed for Krishna. Yes, he is ready to even fight the battle. He's even ready to give away his identity because he doesn't know what will happen after the war, right? So he's ready for that. Thus, he is the first class yogi, but he does not lose his individual existence. Text 26. Some, in brackets, the unadulterated brahmacharis, sacrifice the hearing process and the senses in the fire of mental control, and others, the regulated householders, sacrifice the objects of the senses in the fire of the senses. Yes. Let's read the purport. The members of four divisions of human life, namely the brahmachari, the grihast, the vanaprastha, and the sannyasi, are all meant to become perfect yogis or transcendentalists. Since human life is not meant for our enjoying sense gratification like the animals, the four orders of human life are so arranged that one may become perfect in spiritual life. The brahmacharis or students under the care of the bona fide spiritual master control the mind by abstaining from sense gratification, right? A brahmachari hears only words concerning Krishna consciousness. Hearing is the basic principle for understanding, and therefore the pure brahmachari engages fully in Hare Harera Nukirtanam. Harer Nama Nukirtanam. Chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. Now here I got a thought like in the Swaminarayan temple, like my dad is Swaminarayan. You know, there are these brahmacharis or the yogis who stay, the das, the temple pandits and all, they stay in one building. And there are other devotees who stay in a different building. So devotees are like families coming from places to worship and to attend certain functions in the mandir and all. Now I noticed that over there, the caretakers who are the watchmen or anybody, they used to make women go from a different side such that they should not come in front of these yogis. I used to never understand it why. And now when I read this, I understand that it will, by me coming in front of them, I may cause them to control their sense gratification. So, better not to come and better not do this kind of karam. Unknowingly, it's okay, but knowingly, but over here now, I don't have to raise my false ego that, array, why girl and boy distinction, why like this, why so much gender bias. तो पहले ऐसे मुझे लगता था कि इतना क्या डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, you know. Now I realize that they are on that path of burning that fire of sense gratification, and nothing we should do in that process to hinder that process, right? Right. He restrains himself from the vibrations of material sounds, and his hearing is engaged in the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Similarly, the householders who have some license for sense gratification, license it seems, perform such acts with great restraint. Yes, sex life, intoxication, and meat eating are general tendencies of human society, but a regulated householder does not indulge in unrestricted sex life and other sense gratification. Marriage, on the principles of religious life, is therefore current in all civilized human society because that is the way for restricted sex life. This restricted, unattached sex life is also a kind of yagna because the restricted householder sacrifices his general tendency towards sense gratification for higher transcendental life. Yes, so beautifully explained. Let's move to text 27. So we are also able to understand the purpose of marriage, correct? The very institution of marriage, how it came into existence, and why it is so important to get married. Others who are interested in achieving self realization through control of mind and senses offer the functions of all the senses and of the life breath as oblations into the fire of the controlled mind. Oblations mean जो हम लोग डालते हैं fire में as a swaha for let it burn, and we gain the reaction of it for our benefit. For example, let's read the purport. The yoga system conceived by Patanjali is referred to herein. In the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, the soul is called Pratyag Atma, and Parag Atma. As long as the soul is attached to sense enjoyment, it is called Parag Atma. But as soon as the same soul becomes detached from such sense enjoyment, it is called Pratyag Atma. The soul is subjected to the functions of 10 kinds of air at work within the body, and this is perceived through the breathing system. The Patanjali system of yoga instructs one on how to control the functions of the body's air in a technical manner so that ultimately all the functions of the air within become favorable for purifying the soul of material attachment. According to this yoga system, Pratyak Atma is the ultimate goal. This Pratyak Atma is withdrawn from activities in matter. The senses interact with the sense objects like the ear for hearing, eyes for seeing, nose for smelling, tongue for tasting, and hand for touching. And all of them are thus engaged in activities outside the self. They are called the functions of Pran Vayu. The Apan Vayu goes downwards. Vyan Vayu acts to shrink and expand. Saman Vayu adjusts equilibrium. Udan Vayu goes upwards. And when one is enlightened, one engages all these in searching for self-realization. Wow. So entire breathing process is explained. Apan Vayu, Vyan Vayu, Saman Vayu, and Udan Vayu. Let's move to text 28. Having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possession, and others by performing severe austerities, by practicing the yoga of eightfold mysticism, or by studying the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge. Yes. Let's read the purport. These sacrifices may be fitted into various divisions. There are persons who are sacrificing their possessions in the form of various kinds of charities, correct? In India, the rich mercantile community or princely orders open various kinds of charitable institutions like Dharmashala, Anna Kshetra, Atithi Shala, Anathalaya, and Vidyapeeth. In other countries too, there are many hospitals, old age homes, and similar charitable foundations meant for distributing food, education, and medical treatment free to the poor. All these charitable activities are called Dravya Maya Yagna. There are others who, for higher elevation in life or for promotion to higher planets within the universe, voluntarily accept many kinds of austerities such as Chandrayan and Chaturmas. It's like fasting and all. These processes entail severe vows for conducting life under certain rigid rules. For example, under the Chaturmas vow, the candidate does not shave for 4 months during the year, July to October. He does not eat certain foods, does not eat twice in a day, or does not leave home. Such sacrifice of the comforts of life is called Tapomai Yagna. There are still others who engage themselves in different kinds of mystic yogas like Patanjali system for merging into the existence of absolute, or Hatha Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga for particular perfections, and some travel to all the sanctified places of pilgrimage. जैसे चल के जाते हैं ना, कितनी बार पंढरपुर सब लोग चल के जाते हैं, for days together. All these practices are called Yog Yagna, sacrifice for a certain type of perfection in the material world. There are others who engage themselves in the studies of different Vedic literatures, specifically the Upanishads and Vedant Sutras, or the Sankhya philosophy. All of these are called Swadhyaya Yagna, or engagement in the sacrifice of studies. All these yogis are faithfully engaged in different types of sacrifice and are seeking a higher status of life. Krishna consciousness, however, is different from these because it is the direct service to the Supreme Lord. Yes. Krishna consciousness cannot be attained by anyone of the above mentioned types of sacrifice, but can be attained only by the mercy of the Lord and his bona fide devotees. Therefore, Krishna consciousness is transcendent. Yes. So you may find it difficult to understand Krishna consciousness and sacrifices. So many people try to attain Krishna consciousness by doing these sacrifices, but they are not successful because they will not fully realize it. But when you take the path of Krishna consciousness, gradually you will fully realize everything about the absolute truth. And and then once you realize and when you know the absolute truth, and then when you start acting from there, everything is in transcendence and everything is like a spiritual thing that you're doing, correct? Because you will not be able to do anything otherwise. Yes. Okay, let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha.